Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's morning call. Few items happening pre-market here. I gave the market sentiment report, so I hope you guys got a chance to really dig deep into that analysis. Okay, so market sentiment for channel very important as we given the entire game plan from what we have this week. So if you guys took a look, pretty much we estimated a range between uh, 45, 55 call, and that's supposed to be 44, 50. Okay, so it's all over here on the key premiums that we're looking for this week. You want to set alerts for these numbers here, okay? Because if it does hit that numbers, that really tells you if there's going to be a trend or not. Pretty much keep an eye out for those, okay? Because you guys remember last week, I used this a lot for my analysis where when it hits that specific point, I know market's going to be trending, and sometimes it makes sense to even swing SPX puts or calls when the weekly range numbers get hit because the premiums are elevated, and therefore, it's likely that that's going to happen. Okay. So far we see SPX right now trading in the what was that 44.98, hovering around 4,500 here. We estimated that 4,500 would be the pinned area as well. So just keep an eye out for that because we have a couple of items happening today. We also estimated that the most important thing that's going to happen this week has to do with earnings. Okay, so Microsoft, sorry, not Microsoft. We got Goldman Sachs, Tesla, Netflix, all reporting earnings pretty much starting Tuesday. Okay, for Monday, we don't see a significant move happening early on, but majority of the moves will happen Tuesday and Wednesday based on our projections here. And significant strength at around 44.75, 44 area level. That's a good time to add calls, and very hard above 45. 25 area. Okay, so we explained all of that analysis in the channel over here, and the analyst channel, a lot of information here. Pretty much we determined weakness in Meta. Okay, so Meta is going to be very weak stock for today, and pretty much we were right on the money for that. Okay, so that has to do with the drop in thread usage. Okay, less people care about that program, and that's pretty much taking the stock slightly lower here. Okay, so that's a good sign that our put swings are looking pretty good moving forward. Now, Nvidia got a price upgrade by Citibank here. Okay, but if you guys remember, the stock was up 4%, and then immediately tanked. Okay, hit the 480 gamma level. For our analyst channel, we talked about this as well. That pretty much we see that 460 is when they're going to be jacking the Nvidia premiums. Okay, so watch out for that. If the stock does go back above 460, pretty sure that the 480 calls are going to be very expensive on the stock as well. One catalyst we know about today is going to be the Taiwan semiconductor earnings happening Thursday. So keep an eye out for that. That may pretty much affect LRCX and all those kind of stocks. So we're looking out for that, and we're going to see if that's going to be moving the market here or not. Okay. So Microsoft here, it was positive at one point, but usually what I find here is that when Nvidia moves along with usually moves along, AI stocks tend to be trending. So keep an eye for Microsoft. If Microsoft does have a little bit of a pop today, I would like to pretty much sell them because it does look like the emphasis, based on my analysis here, is that we may be moving up pre-market, and sorry, during the trading day, and then down pre-market. Okay, so overnight market seems to be really shaky here, and for now, the only news that happened pre-market here has to do with the China's economic numbers, which shows that China's GDP and overall economy is moving in decline here. Okay, now the problem with these Chinese numbers is that they do affect the market in some way, shape, or form. But I never really trust Chinese numbers. I think it probably could be even worse than what they say it is to be. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at for now. We do know that Netflix also has earnings as well, and we're going to be looking at this for the stock here. Okay, so I'm going to go into the individual stock levels shortly, but pretty much want to go over today's agenda by talking about that there's a G20 meeting happening as well, and pretty much the economic uh, numbers have to do with the what's happening in the UK. So we got the UK CPI report and unemployment claims like it is every week, but not a lot of stuff happening in the US uh, markets here. And pretty much, if you look at the earnings channel again here, it's all about earnings this week. Okay, so it's going to be all here, and this is the ones that we're going to be looking at. Banks are going to be reporting on Tuesday. Okay, so Tuesday, very, very important uh, things going on. I pretty much mentioned that the movers are going to happen between Tuesday and Wednesday. So those are your best bets to take overnight swings. If you guys are speculating that, let's say, bank earnings are bad or good or whatnot, one thing is based on how JP Morgan reported, bank earnings are doing very well, and pretty much the bank earnings are very concentrated into the bigger banks doing a lot better than the smaller banks. Okay, so Goldman is actually known to have really bad earnings. Okay, so just be cautious about that and see as well. It's been known that sometimes they move money. So like there's people moving money out there. So just be cautious about that. Okay, because if these earnings for these smaller banks are bad, then we pretty much can see things dive a lot further. Okay, now for your individual stock details that we're looking at right now. So Tesla had some positive news with their first build on the Cybertruck. So pretty much when the first build comes out, they do a lot of testing, quality control to make sure that the overall product is worked and the assembly line works perfectly. Okay, so they're on track to probably start full production, and that news is going to be coming out very soon. But the key thing here is the earnings call. Okay, now I would probably feel more bullish than bearish on Tesla earning calls, pretty much because they have a lot of things to talk about during their earning call, right? Which is going to lead to potential guide up. Okay, so the things that they could talk about: Cybertruck, potential revenues from that, the AI focus. The Elon launched his own company, so that really looks good as well too. Now the negatives is that they news came out that the EV credits are going to be expiring on December. Okay, so how can that pretty much shift the overall focus? Another thing that is a positive is the overall deflation aspect, where Elon may talk about. He even tweeted about a while ago that there's a deflation going on, and that can lead to cheaper parts, aka also cheaper prices, which won't affect marginal revenue as well. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that as we look at this stock here. Okay, for the gamma levels, we talked about Tesla here, so I pretty much set up the watch list here. Try to stay under the 300 call for now. Okay, so if you want to play the earnings lotto on Tesla, I think going above 300 might be a little bit tough. So if you do like 300 but want it cheaper, just wait for it to come a little bit closer to the money, so that way you can pretty much consider that play there. Okay, so we're going to be watching out for those premiums as well. Okay. Other than that, Meta, we expect, okay, so right now it pretty much stopped close to around my bullish breakout. This chart is basically one that we pretty much use over and over again, based on the overall gamma levels and ranges. So right now, we've estimated that we might see Meta break below 300. Okay, very possible for the 305 puts to go to 20. Okay, I know that's a long shot, but the range is there. Most likely, the most significant level on the 305 puts is going to be when they go to 10, which implies then Meta probably going to go around 295. Okay, so threads is looking bad here. 50-day MA test is at 286. Okay, so pretty much if we do get to that 280.85 level, then those 305 premiums are going to get jacked. So keep an eye out for that. We probably see 290 here. I am holding that position, and I'll probably, I'll see how it is, because I've already scaled down pretty much that position. We have 30 contracts, and now we're just running with 10. So I may be holding these for a little bit longer than most people would want to. Okay, but it does look really good, and it's setting up to be good as well. Microsoft looking pretty all right. SMCI, pretty much Taiwan Semiconductor earnings. This stopped at right at our bullish breakout here. So keep an eye out for this, because if this does really reject, it can go back to 270 here if it's not able to go up. But the catalyst has to do with the Taiwan Semiconductor earnings as well. LRCX, very important catalyst. Still struggling to hold this bullish breakout here. But Taiwan Semiconductor earnings can pretty much help hold this. If I was to play this for the Taiwan Semiconductor earnings, I'll probably wait for the 620 support. May work. And we just want to review the premiums as well, as they're kind of getting expensive. Okay. So with China down, of course, we see BABA, all that stocks down here. Pretty much we've seen a lot of Chinese pumpers on uh, on the Finland community, and they absolutely have no idea what they're talking about. So just ignore that crap. There's one trader just keep pumping BABA every day, and it's gonna go lower, right? I mean, the Chinese stocks are very hard to play. You have to catch it on the news. And so far this week was filled, the weekend was filled with Chinese numbers, and they're not really great, right? And they're probably lying about it too. So just keep an eye out for that, okay, guys? Anyways, that's pretty much what I have on my watch list right now. Not anything else going on, right? We do got earnings, so just keep that in cautious. And for all the small accounts that are trading right now, wait for the predetermined setups. I've already discussed that biggest swings are going to be happening Tuesday and Wednesday. There's not a lot of stuff happening, so be ready for a chop market. And we expect that markets to move lower pre-market and then somehow gap and trade within that 4,500 range. The key SPX numbers are all there. It's available. I put it on my chart here, so I know exactly, okay, does this level hit? And if it does, and it aligns with a premium, then we're pretty much equilibrium. If it's hits the level but doesn't hit the premium, that means it's a different story. Or if it hits the premium but not at the level, that means it's too expensive. Okay, so a little bit of idea on how that works and how to best utilize both of this information. Okay, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the call. See you guys in chat, and let's get that money.